You know what it is. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. My name is Elemental. Happy Monday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We've been doing this for 156 weeks now, y'all. You believe that? 156 weeks. But we are going to continue to do it, right? We do this every Monday, streaming live, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching on one of these spaces and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen. It is 279-995-364. Come and join us. Listen, it's a different world inside the Zoom. Interact with the poets. Come and join one of the greatest, if not the greatest communities in the world, truly. We do this thanks to some very dedicated folks who pay these bills. So we would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. All right, make sure you are plugging in with the tech. This dude is all over the place, all right? Make sure you are down with RMT, because if you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be, all right? This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com plugin. It is truly Storm Force season. So many things going on. Keep your ear to the ground. Tonight's theme, the elixir of mischief. Man, listen, when I think about things like this, I think about, pour your poison. You know what I mean? What's your drink of choice, right? What's your mix? Is it light or dark? Do you believe it's courage juice? You know what I mean? But also somebody, pointed something out. I wasn't thinking about it at first, but it could also be a love potion, right? Or a potion of some sort to cause something. So I'm looking forward to all the incredible things that y'all folks bring tonight with this incredible theme. However, if your poem is not on theme, that's still totally cool. We are still looking forward to hearing your incredible work. All right, folks, next week, theme is coming at you, and we're gonna double up on this thing. All right. Next week will be our 3rd anniversary for the online community. We are going to connect Thursday and Monday night. All right. We are gonna open up more spaces, but keep in mind, everyone will have a 2-minute time limit. All right. Everyone will have 2 minutes. We are looking at the 3rd anniversary with a slight theme of honoring ancestors. All right. There have been so many people that have come before us that have helped us to grow and build our community to what it is today. And on this 3rd anniversary, we are going to look backwards as we are going forward. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, plug in, be on the lookout. There's lots of things coming, y'all. Lots of things coming. Should be a great few days of just celebrating where we are and where we've come from. All right. So keep that in mind. It is coming. All right. Let's get to the rules so we can get to this poetry. Poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the expression that goes into your poetry delivery. All right. Plus, I want to see how you freak out your background, right? So many different possibilities. So please turn your cameras on. We love to see that expression. And listen, it does something to help people even accept your poem even more when they see the expression that you give to your poetry. So turn your cameras on. Have your poem ready. All right. If you're going analog, dog ear the page if necessary. If you're have a digital file, make sure you pull it up, have it accessible as quickly as possible. And if you're using music, which is totally cool, make sure it's original music. All right. We don't want the agents of the interweb to interfere with our streams at all. So make sure your music is original. All right. Poets, you have 3 minutes to rock. All right. 3 minutes to rock. Please don't make me time cop, y'all. Oh, I can't stand that. Please be cautious of your timing, please. Any language, any style, any form, You have a 30-second intro. Let the folks know how they can connect with you and all the things that you do. Make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with what you want people to connect with, right? And also plug your information in the chat either before or after you get down so folks can know exactly the road to take to get to your incredible work. All right. This is all about building community, really. And this is how we do it. All right. Folks, we have gotten to night 30 for the babies. All right. There are some explicit lyricists in our community and some very powerful folks that are going to bring some very heartfelt poetry. Flashbacks can be triggering, but listen, the founders of our cafe were very, very big proponents on the freedom of speech. We are going to continue to make sure that it runs through the veins of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship other than any hate speech or any ism that people might use to exploit people, which will not be tolerated, There is no censorship, all right? Thou hast been warned, all right? Because y'all go get this work this evening. Trust and believe. This is truly a call and response space, all right? When you see this pop up on your screen, it will come right after a poet has given you a part of their heart, released a piece of their soul into this work. Unmute yourself and let them know how much it connected with you. Don't worry about the noise. It's Monday night, baby. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. Let the folks know what's going on, all right? I continue to say, all the energy that you give to the poets, they will return to you in their poet performance, all right? So share your energy with the room and the poets. Trust me, it goes around. All right. Sign up tonight is closed. The list opens 24 hours before the show, which would be Sunday at 8 p.m. To sign up, you go to neweurekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday that you want to perform, right? You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way to get on the guaranteed list. And these tickets will not populate until 24 hours before the show. So also going on in the brick and mortar this evening, the in-person open mic hosted by Soul. If you're in the area, make sure you follow through. Also, the Wednesday night slam happening in the brick and mortar. I believe this week, Jay Rose is going to be the host. So plug in. That's old. My apologies. However, that is also coming, but I believe Ron will give you the real deal behind that. Also, Thursday with Thunder Lung. Listen, it's truly Guitar Thursdays. I had the pleasure of holding down Thursday last week, and it is truly an inspirational space. And listen, those musicians get down. Oh my gosh, there's so many great musicians on Thursday. Plug in with Thunder Lung on Thursdays. Also, the Friday night slam with Jive in the brick and mortar. If you're down with those scores, get down with Live, for real. Also coming up, last one. Also coming up, Voices and Vibe, hosted by our resident honeypot, the one and only Paul Con Queso. Listen, this is going to be amazing. All right. It's happening in the brick and mortar, but it will definitely be amazing, right? Featuring Janique. It's going to be wow. Plug in. The QR code is legit. If you would like to get tickets, make sure you scan the QR code and it'll take you to get the tickets. So plug in. All right, y'all. Tonight's list. I've been waiting for this all week, y'all. For real. This is what it is. So let's get to it. Where are all my rowdy friends? There they are. All my rowdy friends here on Monday night. What's good, everybody? Always great to see all of your beautiful faces in these little boxes. Let's get to it, y'all. It's some folks in here that I have not seen in a while. And if you know you are one of those people, I'm going to yell at you. So that's just what it is. All right. It's all with love, just to make sure that you know that your presence has been missed in this space. Posting the list. Let's get to it. Coming up first this evening, this dude, I'm telling you, I continue to tell y'all, this dude has always got some flame, right? Ready to explain why he is the main that we call Poetastic in the building. unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can find you, man. Come on, set it off this evening, Eddie.
Woo! Yeah, I love your energy, man. I love your energy and I love your poetry. Man, you always set me free. All right. Thank you, my brother. Like no other with words like thunder. If you want to follow me, please feel free. Look in the chat so know where it's at. Hello, my name is Ed Potato, feeling fantastic. Please give us time to a drum right for Sublime. All right, let's do it. Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. Oh, I got friends in low places. Please drink responsibly before you hurt your man or sweetie. Please don't get pulled over by a roaring hangover. Please know the limit before reality hits. This is called Drunken Fish. A cup of Henny to make me sing like Whitney. A cup of wine to make me feel fine. A cup of beer to put me into joyful tears. A cup of Guinness to put me in a stage of bliss. A cup of Blue Moon to turn me into a balloon. A cup of Bud Light to make me feel all right. A glass of martini to make me feel like Bond, sweetie. A cup of pina colada to make me feel the beach drama. A glass of grasshopper to make me feel like a show starter. A cup of Bloody Mary to make me feel like Dracula and Scary. A cup of lager to make me feel a bit hotter, a cup of ale to make me straighten my sail, a cup of Samuel Adams to, oh, that was random, a cup of porter to make me feel in order, a cup of strout to make me hungry for trout, a cup of mead to make me loose like weed, a cup of Angry Orchard to help me put 1 foot forward, a cup of Corona to make me sing my Sharona, a cup of Budweiser to make me get much higher, a cup of the Stuckies to make me feel at ease. If you don't drink, it's okay. Too much to drink, you can't think. Enjoy your days. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I drink them all. It was callers. The bottles were singing. I was answering the call. I'm not a pushover. Oh God, here comes the hangovers. Thank you.
Damn, Eddie, that's how you do it. That's how you set it off. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
That was poetastic.
Yeah, poetastic. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was amazing, Eddie. And Eddie, you don't need anything to drink, no coffee, no alcohol. You are just by nature the wonderful person that gives us a smile. Thank you, Eddie.
Hope this smile lasts for a while.
How right you are, Ron. This dude is always like this. No matter what venue you find Eddie in, he is always high energy. I love that about Eddie. However, he did say he has friends in low places. Sometimes that's a good thing, man. Those cats will get you out the mud if you find yourself in it. Listen, he I don't know if he got to your drink of choice, but he damn sure landed on mine. And he said a Guinness to put me in a state of bliss. So appreciate you for that, Eddie. All right, coming up next. Oh, make sure you plug in with Eddie Foreman. For real. That dude's on point all the time. Coming up next. Listen, this gentleman wasn't able to join us last week, but is definitely in the building this week. I continue to say this dude has the coolest background in the building. Love when this cat comes through. The one and only Rich Glennon in the building. Unmute yourself, Rich. Let the folks know how they can find you online, man. Take it away.
Oh, man. Thank you so much, Elemental. Yep, Rich Glenn on Instagram and Tumblr. And I'm just going to do one short one tonight that is on theme. This one is called Decaf Cappuccinos. I move my chair beside my wife and relocate this Queen's Cafe to Paris, where even job interviews are conducted while thighs touch, where fragrances dance in the dark hallways of nostrils. We watch people pass as if they are on TV, forgetting how to act in public, but we don't care, for we are in Paris, and we will never see these people again. Not even the boy on his bicycle, who managed to steer while bearing 3 large trophies across his handlebars. He greeted us as he passed because of our aforementioned staring, as we debated if the tiny gold people crowning his trophies indicated he was an accomplished wrestler or a champion leapfrogger. But then we remembered we were in Paris and agreed that he was probably just really good at sex. Thank you.
Rich, oh my goodness, come on, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Rich Glennon.
Good stuff,
It's
Mr.
really great.
Glennon.
Just love the way you string together sentences. It's just so beautiful.
Right?
So
Right.
beautiful.
Thanks
Love
so
it.
much, man. Thank you.
Love it.
Thanks all.
Listen, again, I love when Rich comes through. I love Rich's style. And then, you know, he jumped on it from the jump, right? He said decaf cappuccino. But this is what I love about poets, right? He said, we are going to relocate this Queen's Cafe to Paris. And from then on, we were in Paris, listening or smelling the fragrances dance in the dark hallways of nostrils. Come on, man. Come on. This is what I love about poets, man. They can take us to wherever in the world they are and pull us directly in. Thank you, Rich, for being a valued member of our community and always bringing some heat. Let's go, y'all. The Starship has left the building. We are in motion. Coming up next, this gentleman, look, a newer mainstay of our community, but listen, I believe he is in it to win it. I keep hearing this cat and his poems just, listen, he's coming with it. I'm sure he's got another one on deck. The one and only Kyle Studstill is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. Great to see you. Take it away.
Yeah, appreciate it, Elemental. Appreciate the whole community here. And so I have one poem. It's called Question of a Wildflower. Question of a wildflower. What will they name you? They will look to the shape of your limbs, the color of your eyes, how long your hair. And from this, they will give you a name. And your name will be perfectly fitting with a long traditional cultural heritage. But that tradition is not the one that is carried in the daring breath of your mother, who had a courage and compassion burst into her soul by a grandparent full of exhaled sparks, shouted in song at every place inhabited by an elder, a great aunt, a warrior who fought for the voice of his people, and the story of how all of them labored to carve their names into the land. You'd like your name to echo all of these things, and what's more, all of the wind in between. But this is not the long heritage from which you will be named. When I asked them, the experts, what will they name you? They will turn to their book of dead botanists who have bludgeoned together a monochromatic list of Latin from which they will look up your genus and your species. And then they will turn and proudly tell me in a single plain moment, your name. That was Question of a Wildflower.
Oh, damn it. I'm telling y'all, this I can tell y'all, this is my favorite night of the week. Unmute yourself, give it up for Kyle
Good
Studstill.
stuff. Oh, good
Appreciate
stuff,
it, everyone.
Yeah.
Very nice lines. indeed. Very nice lines. Very beautiful lines.
You know,
Thank you.
it's things like that, right? Again, I've said before, right? My mentors told me, or kind of challenged me. They said a true poet can write about a blade of grass, right? And what you just did reminded me of that, right? Said they will look to your limbs, look to the shape of your limbs, right? Bludgeoning together Latin, like, come on, man. Like, again, this is why I love poets, and you know, when they know they have poetic license to do things like this, right? They labored to carve their name in the land. Come on. Listen, I love that, because I've said something very similar, right? Our ancestors did a lot of things with their two hands, and what are we doing with ours? So I appreciate that, Kyle, truly. A mainstay. Make sure you are plugging in with Kyle and all they do. Coming up next, here we go, y'all. Make sure your medulla strapped on tight. This gentleman has a tendency to raise every IQ in the room. One thing I can tell you, he is not your damn chihuahua. The one and only Mr. Tezasomo is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you and connect with all your incredible work. Please take it away. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir, Mr. Elemental. Folks can follow me on Instagram under Gashes 2019. I've dropped my info on the chat, and I got to jump in because I got a lot to say. This piece is titled Rendezvous with Old Glory. Fade in, interior, Southern Georgian home day. The white 1950s Westinghouse AM/FM Bakelite tube radio H234T7 hums to the 60 hertz electric grid. The Westinghouse wide facade has accumulated crud from years of cooking many greasy meals. The radio gives up a southern style hiss with its distorted S sounds buzzing from the electrical grid and finally twittering with signal overload. Typical southern wide radio host gets up to the mic. Eric Erickson. I'm Eric Erickson, your southern wide talk host radio announcer. It's the top of the hour and we are conducting our regulatory station identification. You know, those big government regulators. This is WSB 95.5 FM and 750 AM in Atlanta, Georgia. We are a syndicated radio station around the U.S. The radio continues to hum, buzz, hiss, and twitter. Eric Erickson. Folks, I'm here to tell you about something amazing that's happening in the night sky. As you know, we've been tracking a comet for the past few months and it's finally coming into view. This comet coming into view, the comet is unlike anything we've ever seen before. It's not only incredibly bright, but it's also emitting a beautiful white light. Some people are calling it the white comet of the South. From now on, we're going to call it Old Glory. I believe this comet is a sign from God. It's a reminder that even in the darkness of times, there's always hope. This comet is a beacon of light, and it's a reminder that we're all connected. We're all part of something bigger than ourselves. So I urge you to take a moment to look up at the night sky and appreciate this amazing sight. Its closest approach will be at the end of 2024. Thank you for listening. Moments later, after some bluegrass music from the Monroe Brothers, what you give in exchange? The announcer comes back on the mic. Eric Erickson. Now hear me. Here. We've been getting lots of folks from woke groups. They're complaining that there ain't no such comet named Old Glory. I'm with you. My community, we reject the big government organizations like the International Astronomical Union and their woke names like Dia Rest, C1844Y2, the name they've chosen for the second coming. This name is too woke for the folks here in the South. We're just going to call it Old Glory. Moments later, after the end of a play set, concluding with Flat and Scruggs on my mind, the announcer comes back on the mic, Eric Erickson. Now, that was a fine set of good Southern American music. Now, talking about brotherhood, we've just been informed that intellectualism is dead. Our spiritual leaders, those fine folks with their wonderful white outfits and wizardry hats, have directed us that it's time to clean up the debris of the past. Now, I know you're thinking that we burn people. But contrary to what Heinrich Heine, we just gonna burn all them books trying to make us take us from this Dixieland slumber jam. Stay tuned while we take another musical break. Moments later, after the end of another fine set with the Stanley Brothers and their song "Rank Stranger." Eric Erickson. We're at the top of the hour and our regulators are on us. We got to do that station identification thing again. This is WS 95.5 FM at 7:50 a.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. We are a syndicated radio station around the U.S. Breaking news. We have just been informed that new civil service laws have been enacted locally by our fine servants in our non-big government. We understand that not everybody is on the old glory believer, and therefore only a chosen citizenry will be privileged. The rest will have to segregate them from the rest of society. Now I know we're gonna get all of these complaints from the people of the colors, the lesbians and gays and disabled and gypsies and socialists and communists, and those opposed to the purifying white light of the comet. Moments later, after another fine set concludes with the Democori and David Dog Grisman and their fine classic, "It Wasn't God That Made Honky Tonk Angels," the announcer comes back on. Now, folks, wow, things are really moving now. We are hearing that there are a bunch of pennists who are complaining. That is, those woke org people from playwrights, editors, essayists, novelists of America. They're mighty bothered that we've managed to ban 1,600 books from the schools and libraries. You know, the books against our children, the ones featuring LGBTQ++ individuals, and children's books describing struggles against racism, blacks and Latinos, and civil rights, figured in human sexuality outside Adam and Eve. Another fantastic piece of news in the Tennessee Jesus rep, Jerry Sexton, has banned that rat infographic book about a Nazi mouse. We're just rolling in exalted news. Since January 2021, 44 states have introduced bills or taken steps to restrict teaching critical race theory, racism, sexism, babyism, abortionism, and our sanctimonious leader in Naples, Florida, has gotten a classroom teacher fired for allowing an LGBT student to produce art expressing their own sexuality. Wow, we are on a roll. Our rendezvous with Old Glory will be rupturous. We are sending you off with this wonderful set by Lubin Brothers. I don't believe you met my baby. The old white radio keeps on hissing. Fade out.
Listen, I warned you if you had it on tight, because he does have it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Tezasova.
Yeah, some of your best
Wow,
work.
that was storytelling.
Yeah.
I enjoy the storytelling.
Express like story. Thanks. It's really cool.
Really sharp.
Elevated.
Sharp tradition of storytelling.
It's amazing. And Elemental, I'm going to do a very shameless tease here. When we do our 3-year anniversary celebrations this Thursday and Monday, we're going to do raffle and trivia. And one of the prizes will be an extra 10-minute feature slot, because I know we have these time limits here, but there are, wonderful storytellers like Mr. Tess and Paul Skiff and, good stuff we want to hear more of. So very shameless plug to come to the 3-year anniversary celebrations, because we're going to start giving out feature slots. That's it.
Listen, shout out RMT. We will hear from RMT in a little while. Listen, Mr. Tez, you continue to raise the IQ of our community with what you do. Even in the way that you tell stories, man. Like, we started off with a radio with the buzz of a 60 hertz electric grid, and then we ended up with rolling in exalted views and restricted teaching of CRT. Listen, this is why we call his time a TES Talk, because you're always going to learn something. You're always going to leave with something, because again, he raises the IQ in every room that he goes into. Thank you, Mr. Tez, for always doing what you do. Man, I'm telling y'all, Monday is just the dopest night of the week, for real. And I will continue to show you. Coming up next is the only gentleman that I know in the original Nuyorican anthology, and the one and only Jedi Master that I know this side of the sun. The one and only Paul Skiff is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you haven't experienced Paul Skiff, we are going into the Skiff verse. Please unmute yourself, sir. It's always great to see you and introduce you. Listen, this gentleman is one of a kind. Please, Mr. Skip, take it away. Great to see you.
Hey, thanks, Elemental and Ron, and thanks everybody for being here. I have three short things. Probably pressing the time limit, but let's get going. The first one's on theme. It's like 45 years old. It's actually on a piece of paper. He could get real green and start twisting thoughts like he pulled his brain through too small a hole, like he switched rules and was up behind your back like you were being tortured with smartness. The last time in the hospital, it was a collapsed lung blasted by shotguns of hashish, stuck a tube in his chest, rationed him tall boys, all the apartments he lost, all the married women he would pull, but then the Perry, the musician friend, would get the sex from. How could you spend 50 hours per week in that factory cutting glass like it was poultry, like you could slice glass out of preciousness and into some use it did not quite fit, cutting glass? That is what you were doing with your car, airborne at 2 a.m. Blue .26 with a bloody nose for the police, huh? Out in that blue-collar town where the judge's name is Venema. Like, is that some kind of poison or something that gets shoved up you? And you had to pull your brain through that too small hole, just like your father did. How old was he when his heart exploded? Not like the Lilies, the 714s and blow, not like the 700 micrograms cut with speed on a square gel medium no bigger than a match head, and that you would drop on your eyeball for the 15-minute jolt, and the rules of how to think it all, stuttering away, uncountable, seething and writhing. But that was a little too smart, wasn't it? And I did not see what you saw. And look, the last funeral I had to go to, I lied to get out of anyway. There, you had to do what your father did. I'm just a drunkard. I'm just a drunkard. I got this used car, aim for the guardrail. I woke up. If I wake up, I hope I'm broke too bad to go to jail. I'm just a drunkard. Bad thing to happen. I could be lucky. Please don't take away my job. I'm just a drunkard. I got this used car. Aim for the guardrail. And the next one is from a series. Has two protagonists who aren't human. This is called Little Laugh and Big Laugh Demonstrate a New Harm Invented by Humans. You got scammed on the internet? Big Laugh asked Little Laugh in exaggerated disbelief. No, but someone was trying to defraud me, Little Laugh groused, as though feeling violated. That's illegal. It's a federal crime to defraud somebody on the internet. You should call them FBI. They will investigate it and chase those people, Big Laugh reacted in a mean tone of righteous indignity. Yeah, but you know, the first thing the FBI will say is, who is this guy Little Laugh? And why does someone want to pull a fraud on him? Little Laugh lampooned. And then the FBI will start looking into me. And the last one has a title. It's Eileen, Radiant. At the permanent care facility, together alone, among the splendorous inner courtyard garden, I got to see your face illumined by vivid spring sunlight, your face the unearthly white of a cloud. This is where you and I could take each other in those last days. When I reached 18 years, you with immovable confidence turned me loose of your household into the world I return from now, proof of your knowing. Now, after the one sane doctor agreed with your decision by saying to me, she would not have been able to even turn herself over in bed if she chose to have that procedure. The past has broken off like a stick. I am in a forever embrace with you now. When my flesh, empty of my spirit, is converted to cinders, joys I have exacted from the tormented world, traced in some photographs, written pages, sweat in the last unwashed shirt, some memories of my laughter held by others, all will weather away in the walk of days towards a newer century. And my having been loved by you will rise among the celestial light as all I now know follows into impermanence where even the universe ends. It is the glory you left in my heart I follow into release. Patience, my freedom, your sunlit face awes my devotion, for we are in love here as we turn with the season, when change and continuity are whole. We place our breaths together, a union eternal as all the time we will be gone.
You know, I warned y'all at the onset what we were gonna do. Unmute yourself, give it up for Paul
The
Scared.
Jedi Master.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like this journey through the universe. Wow. The skip verse is something else.
There's so many different images. It's great.
Listen, I warned y'all before he stepped to the microphone just how incredible Paul Skiff is. He had a conversation between a big laugh and a little laugh. All right. In the first poem, you said he pulled his brain through too small a hole. Damn it, Skiff. Like just like your father did, right? In the second poem, he you know, someone was trying to defraud me. Well, who is this guy, Little Laugh, that someone would try to defraud him, right? And then the last poem, Mr. Skiff, I want you to know that that is something that I'm going to spend some time unpacking. Said, it is the glory you left in my heart I follow into release. That, to me, is a gift from this side to the other, as you are a gift to us. Make sure you are plugging in with Paul Skiff. Let me tell you, that dude, that dude's incredible. All right. Real quick, let me shout out a couple of folks before we move on. I did see our normal leadoff hitter, Deadpan. Lizzie is in the building. Make sure you're plugging in with Deadpan. Mia Aguilera is here. Good to see you, Mia. Make sure you're plugging in with Mia. I see Melinda Lucas is in the building. Appreciate you hanging out. Tanisha's in the building. Glad you came through. Jonathan Lieberman is here. Natalia Natalie Mateos is here. Andrew Gray is here. Edward Rader is here. Maria Rosa is here. Joan B is here. All these incredible people. Listen, these folks aren't even on the open mic list. They all came through to share their energy with us. So always appreciate y'all for coming through. All right, coming up next, our resident superhero or shero. This poet has many superpowers, and they make sure that they do the most good for the most people. Make sure you're plugged in with this person, the one and only Finn Bell, I call Daughter of Krypton, in the building. Make sure you unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can plug into all the incredible things that are coming up for Poetry Month. Take it away. Great to see you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, Elemental. It's good to see my poetry family. You could find me on Instagram. I am Finn_Val. I'm going to share two pieces. The first one is slightly older. The first one, I believe, is to the theme. It's called The Scullery Maid's Companion. Sensitive and shy glass, they tinkle their well-bred conversation into the basement with slightest movement or touch. We misinterpret their whispering and imagine them curio, cradling soft, reaching, macabre embryo in translucent womb, but soot and years obscure something, perhaps more benign in solitary. Labels dress each container in painstakingly careful script, the names a further mystery themselves. Salvia and Rosmarinus officinalis, essence of Primulus vulgaris, Atropia belladonna, lyrical and foreboding, but strangely comforting to repeat, as if we had lovingly addressed them many other times before. Mortar and pestle, grind and pulverize, iron kettle spit steam by complicit warm hearth light. We see a memory of plump poultice, tincture, spirit, and salve. And then I wanted to finish off. This is a brand new piece called Snowstorm. The floor will appear until where I next step, the door is where the world ends. Yet, this is where I am, loving phantoms, pressing my hands upon the peeling wallpaper. I do not stall them from seeping out of walls, exposing my ghost arms to the sun and watching as they dissolve. We are helpless as the apparitions escape the house. They have known the places unseen, understand boundaries, disregard them. The wide world outside of you become the seduction riding the atmosphere, fast becoming reality. You long to exist in the beyond among them. You put one foot before the other, but do not comprehend this is not for you. The ground will fall out from beneath. Outside the world is overwhelming as it closes in around your head. Sky, a pale powder of smoke halos you. You realize snowflakes can be minute, can fit on the tip of your little finger, can be one in a billion miraculous iterations, present in this harmonious blanket of silvery 8-point blades. And still, each one pleads to be unique. You pretend to be Kay, claim the ice catching in your lashes are pieces of glass occluding your sight, freezing your heart. You have made up your mind to call this your excuse to shed the burden of caring, where you shun the searing pressed kiss, the hot tears that wet down your resolve. You do not want your Gerda, because Gerda is the spring, because Gerda smells of the rose petals tickling your cheeks. You used to pull off her thorns, one by one, just excite to the bright crimson blood pulsing sensation from your pricked finger. You don't want your Gerda, because Gerda's heartbeat is too familiar, and the heart is home, and home is love, and love is too damn frightening. The roses ceased to bloom. The summer she put one foot out in front of the other, seeking you, swallowed by flurries, gray flint arrows in the billions. The garden abandoned, circles the house. Senile and mad, they reminisce. Thank you.
She just does that thing with the words. Unmute yourself, give it up for Pin Bell.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
feeling
Yeah.
Birthday queen.
Oh, you're writing. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful.
Beautiful indeed.
So
Amazing,
beautiful.
Finn Bell, as always. Amazing, everyone today. Oh my goodness. Incredible poetry. Incredible.
Warned y'all. Thank you. Appreciate that, Ron. I warned y'all at the onset that we are about to do this thing because we do this thing, right? Shout out to everyone who is in the building. Shout out to the folks watching on YouTube and on Twitter and on Facebook. If you want to join in, definitely let me know. Real quick, before we move on, I want to make sure we give some time to our Thursday night host, the one and only Thunder Lung. Ray Jane is in the building. Please, Ray, unmute yourself. Let the folks know what is going on. Always great to see you.
Yeah, what's going on, family? What's happening, everybody? As you mentioned, my name is Ray Jane. I am the host of the Thursday Night Online Open Mic, and I'm usually able to be caught on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern with all you lovely poets. I know I missed you last week, and I shout out Elemen2al for holding us down. You know, the community is always here for you, along with RMT, I know, was making sure that you guys were safe in my absence. Also, shout out to you guys. So I'm just going to share a screen real quick with you guys and just give a little update on some things we got coming, specifically, you know, what Elemen2al and I will be up to for the next 2 sessions. So as you can see here, you know, we always trying to keep it upgraded for you guys, and you know, making sure this experience is pushing you to be just as much as we ask you to push yourself. You know, we try to push ourselves, right? So I'm sure you guys already saw this a little bit earlier, but it was so lovely. I just had to bring it back to you. Elemen2al made this lovely, you know, advertisement for our 3rd anniversary of the online open mics, the Thursday night online open mic being the first out the gate. And it was originally hosted by La Bruja, who is now our executive director of the New Yo. And then, of course, we had our Monday night online open mic hosted by Advocate of Words, that is now taking the hat and the torch is running off into the night with Elemen2al, right? And so we want to take time to honor our ancestors, and we invite you to do so with us. So we'll be having a collaborative hosting experience for Thursday and for Monday. And we are asking you to come with 2-minute pieces, which we are calling 2 minutes of mayhem. Okay, so when we are honoring our ancestors, we are doing so loudly, right? That's not something that you whisper. That's something that you proclaim. So how do you sign up? So same sign up rules, right? So Thursday nights, we do our thing at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that means you will be signing up 24 hours ahead of time. So that's 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. You go to the neweurekan.org, full events calendar, pick your Thursday of choice, 9 p.m. slot. And the big deal right here is the artist ticket. That's how you get down with us. That's the plug, as we say. Okay, so this Thursday we'll start our 3rd year anniversary celebration. So y'all gonna come with your 2 minutes of poetry, music, or comedy. There's gonna be 35 people on the guaranteed list. So if anybody, you know, shines up, we only get 20, then you know our good luck round will come right on back. All right, so that's gonna be Thursday, right? 3:30. Out, we even got some gifts to give y'all, so you can come out and hang out with us. We're gonna have a raffle, trivia, the whole 9 yards. I see some of y'all smiling and get excited. Good, you should get excited because it's gonna be a vibe. Okay, so again, 3rd year anniversary of the Monday night online open mic and the Thursday night online open mic. In the meantime, if you follow me at It's Ray Jane, that's ITSRAYJANE, send me the dates of when you had your first time with us and maybe, you know, might get a little famous. I'm just saying. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Just send me your first time. I want the date. I don't need the whole story and how you was walking down the street and it was a beautiful winter night. That's beautiful. Put that in the poem, but give me the date, okay? We hope to see you either way. Come out and celebrate with us. It's been an absolute pleasure to be amongst you, to be lifting you, as always, giving you the love you deserve. Back to you, Elemental. Thank you for a moment to share, and we hope to see you soon.
Absolutely. That was the Queen, Ray Jane, host of our Thursday night installment of the Open Mic, aka Thunderlung Thursdays, aka Guitar Thursdays. Listen, make sure you're plugging in with Ray. Last week or week before last, if you missed it, we had a poll and she, you know, was able to sing Norah Jones to the crew. So there's always something jumping off on Thursday. So make sure you plug in. Appreciate you, Ray. All right. Listen, coming up next, this this gentleman right here, a newer member of our community, has come and just, again, and he was kind of the reason why I started talking about having your flow locked in, because I've heard this cat do a few different poems, and I don't know if y'all ready for this one, but it's coming at you. The one and only CP Mays in the building. Unmute yourself, man. Let the folks know how they can plug into you, man. We ready for it. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Shout outs to the poets who came before me and the ones that's going to come after. Like, it's always dope to be in a house with so many dope artists. I believe we're all clever thieves. That's what makes a good artist. So I can't wait to hear y'all poems so I can steal everything from y'all and become famous. Yes. Here's a poem. It's called Pyro. If you ask them why pyrotechnics, they'll tell you we all start fires, right? And we walk away from them, return pissed, even angry, because we've destroyed what we've once cherished. I'm sorry. It's not an apology. It's a fact that I wear with my divorce papers. I'm no carpenter's son, but I keep placing women on pedestals that I've built for them that are too fragile to hold their own weight. There are mirrors in the eyes of all of my lovers. I thought that's why they never saw me, but now I see it's why I never saw them. Dear diary, I got a habit for building beautiful relationships. Dear lover, at the first sign of a cold shoulder, I will burn what we built the fuck down. Dear God, teach me better ways to keep my heart warm, because any given week I drink more than I eat. I never met a liquor I didn't love, never met a loved one that can hold me the same way you hold on to your insecurities. I never met an insecure woman that I didn't find beautiful, and I don't know if that means that I'm beautifully broken, or if it's just that my heart is beautifully broke in. My first love published so much pain behind my eyes that every woman after her with a high school education could read it. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I don't carry baggage into relationships. I carry check cards with insufficient funds, so I don't have to pay deposits on somebody else's skeletons in closets or withdrawal fees when love leaves and runs. Dear diary, I was a hopeless romantic. Now I'm just turning tricks. Dear lover, expect me to wear a poker face the moment I can sense a motherfuckers playing games. Dear God, the cruelest words in the English language have two L's in them, like lonely, like loveless, like follow. Dear MapQuest, Teach me to start following your heart, because I'm so tired of following mine and getting lost. Dear Hamlet, frailty, thy name is not woman. Frailty, I confess. I'm tired of being involved in situations that leave me loveless. Dear Darwin, I fear the future to come. Fear evolution won't hold me. God damn it, I fear being lonely. Dear Rock Bottom, I want to say thank you for everything you fucking taught me, dear Rehab. I don't have a problem with my addiction for love. The only problem that I have is that I hang around junkies with fucking commitment issues. Dear Saint Nick, whatever happened to the woman with the golden brain, $1 billion heart, no gag reflex, and $1 million clit? Oh, dear bright eyes. Yeah, y'all, I've made love, and hell yeah, I've been fucked. But I love love, so what?
Ah, damn it. Unmute yourself, give it up for CP, man.
That was the shit.
Oh, CP.
That was the
Oh, man.
Always.
Oh,
powerful.
wonderful, man. You could make it as a preacher, too.
I keep telling them, Stone Cold, though. I keep telling them. Hey, listen. I'm coming back at you, C-Maze, real quick. And listen, I was privy to this piece, and I warned him. Coming back at you, Maze. There's only one other cat that I can remember that quoted Hamlet. Happened to be Jay-Z on the Magna Carta album, I believe. Tell me about that verse from Hamlet, frailty by name. Tell me about it.
I have a habit of turning the mirror in on myself a lot, so that way I'm not giving a one-sided, it's you kind of thing, you know? And Hamlet's frailty, thy name is not woman, like throughout history, women have been shitted on, like everywhere, like women just get shitted on, like throughout history. So just to say that, like your name is not woman, like I confess, I'm involved in situations that leave me loveless. Like that's part of me and my half of this relationship that's kind of sideways and fucked up sometimes. So it's not all about like, it ain't Eve, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's Adam. So I just feel like, you know, they get the shit end of the stick, and this time it wasn't them, you know, sometimes it's us as men. Yeah.
Hey, listen, appreciate that, CP Maze. I have to quote another great writer. We got our name from a woman, got our game from a woman. So it is truly those things. And I love how you said that. Shout out Deadpan, it is Happy Women's History Month, indeed still. Listen, again, when you start talking about those things, when you go to Hamlet, when you go to Shakespeare and how he chose to write about women and their position, it's just amazing that we can still bring those things into today. Listen, the poem was just, it was just so many different things. Dear Evolution, Dear Rock Bottom, Dear Rehab, all right? All the words have two L's. Listen, Dear Evolution won't hold me. I love poems like that, man, because you give people inspiration in those things. By saying that, yeah, I learned Hamlet. I know some of that too, but this is what you get in this day and age from that. Thank you, CP Maze. Make sure you're following CP Maze. That dude's incredible. Coming up next, stand at the position of attention when this cat comes up. This gentleman, 757 in the building. You know, listen, if things hit the fan, this gentleman will definitely be barking out orders in the best of ways. The one and only Mr. Speaker is in the building. Always great to see you, bro. Unmute yourself, man. Let the folks know how they can plug into what you do. Take it away.
Plug into me right here. Right here on Monday nights. Let's go. from Shakespeare to the, I guess, to the streets. So this is nowhere near Shakespeare. Things an alcoholic would say. See, while walking around or during the course of a normal day, here are just some of the things you might hear an alcoholic say. Can I get a mimosa for breakfast? This drink is watered down. I come from a long line of alcoholics. I need a Bloody Mary for lunch. I can't taste the liquor in this drink. I need a drink to get my balance. Do you serve alcohol here? I still can't taste the liquor in this drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Make that a double, please. Can I have another drink? I hate to drink alone, but I will. More for me. Waitress, I can't taste the liquor in this drink. Beer is just a chaser. It's not a real drink. I have only had 2 drinks, officer. Where is the liquor store? Bartender, there's no liquor in this drink because I can't taste it. I'm not drunk. I can still drive. AA, that's for quitters. I am never the designated driver. Did I do that? Did I just pee on myself? What happened last night? Who made this drink? Because I can't taste the liquor at all. Does McDonald's serve alcohol? I love you, man, / woman. I hate you, man, / woman. I need a drink. I'm about to throw up. I will never drink again. Second thought, meet me at the bar. Why can't I taste the liquor in this drink? I am not calling you an alcoholic at all. I am just trying to convey. These are just a few things an alcoholic might say.
Oh shit, man, for real. Unmute yourself, give it up for Mr. Speaker.
That last line was great.
That was good. That was funny.
Yeah.
Lovely. True story. True stories.
Facts on facts on facts in some of those spaces, man, for real. Listen, man, Mr. Speaker, you're on point. Listen, whether we all want to admit it or not, we've felt some of these things and heard lots of these things. All right. When my son was going to college, I would tell him, once you get there, you will find people who will find more reasons to drink than not to drink. And so it's one of those things. I love this right here, man. I still can't taste the alcohol in this drink. But let me tell you, this poem was like a Long Island, man. It's flowing. It's so many different liquors in there, man. Appreciate you, Mr. Speaker. Make sure you're plugging in. Or Mr. Speaker, man, for real. All right. Coming up next, I believe, is a new voice. Listen. It's always a pleasure to host new people in this space. Please, Riley, unmute yourself. Without giving me a certain, address, where on planet Earth are you located?
As of right now, in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the building. Okay, which means that you are within range or reach of the cafe. Make sure you find yourself there. Listen, I am thankful and glad that you found your way into the greatest community in the world. Let the folks know how to find you online if you so choose. And please take it away.
Okay. I'm going to read like an older one and a newer one. So, I don't know. I haven't tried much, but I've seen other people like experiment with like reading different poems. So I'm going to try it also. Doesn't hurt. I'm not your little girl anymore, Mom. Jenna climbed up the big tree in my backyard, and I held my breath as I almost saw her fall, sneaking out of my mother's house at 12. I missed watching the sunset. But the darkness spoke behind us. Mosquitoes chased us through the empty night. Jenna's lamplight and my flashlight almost fell as we jumped the gate to enter the locked part. Legs tied up behind chained up exits, jumping the spot with ripped tights, and laughter with your anger. I know you raised me to be docile. Two shoes. I always got straight A's, but am I not allowed to be a stupid teenager? Tied up tongues, a language we no longer share. Are we just people who fell out of faith, religion that once was? Jenna invited me to her sleepover, and you didn't let me go because I was rude to you last night. Fuck you and your rules about politeness, because you were the one who started the fight in the dining room table. The tension wasn't there until you started staring at my crop top. You called me a slut, and I was the one who forgot to muffle my anger and scream. You used to tell me that you'd rinse out my mouth out with soap. You used to tell me that you'd take me out the same way you created me, but the same reliance on me being terrified by your glare and wanting to outrun my little sister, scared by your disapproval. But I'm a big girl now, and I'm going to 7th grade in the fall. I ain't nothing with you, but I'll be fine without your approval. I'll be fine doing things you're wary of. It's going to be okay when I jump gates and commit teenage crimes against the heavy-set innocence of your matriarch. Washing my mouth with soap won't rid me of my sins. You should know that. And then I'm gonna just go into the second one. When my fever broke, oh shoot, it sounds funny. Maybe this should be better. Is it better? Okay. This is the second one. I called it Fever 2011. When my fever broke, I was 7, lying on the couch with an empty throw-up bucket and a seasick chest. It's getting cold in Brooklyn for real this time. No more false winters. The last time we went to the beach was months ago. As the sunset pressed into my feet and a cold breeze froze my skin. Rub the butterflies off my sweated brow line and give me homemade soup. Neglected envy from. Tell me that this goodbye is goodnight. You won't be leaving for longer than a fortnight. The lights flicker off to reveal the next scene. Packed bags are just signs that everything's all right. This cold worldly emptiness is just a dream. I half hear the TV or the buzzing of my own mind. I only just awoke, so I'm only half awake. The pillows are so soft against my nighttime body, and the only thing I can eat are crackers. I took a train to the bookstore the other day, and the place is no longer the same without your warm Sunday invitation. It takes me back to when I was 7, and I brought my first chapter. Or when I was 14, I saw one of your beach reads. To read. When you took me to the cabana, I dipped my feet in the pool, terrified of the older kids and going on the water slide, scared of the summer's end before anything else. You tell me to get up, quickly. You. Pack your wallet and keys in your purse. You say, before my siblings come home, let's grab some ice cream. Before my siblings, disturb the silence of this fortress. It's no longer safe. Tell me that this goodbye is goodnight. You won't be leaving for longer than a fortnight. The lights flicker off to reveal the next scene. Packed bags are just a sign that everything's all right. This cold worldly emptiness is just a dream. The bookstores and the beach are no longer the same without you. Fever dreams chase me like the cold coming to Brooklyn soon. I half hear the static of your TV and the utterance of your goodnight. A tired disappointment shooting blanks in my eyes. Every Sunday, the bone creeps in with emptiness. And I'm craving energy and restless crying. I breathe and serotonin releases. My head is so heavy. My eyes are shut. There's no goodbye without goodnight. There's no goodbye without goodnight. There's no goodbye without goodnight. Okay, that's that one.
Oh, unmute yourself. Give it up for Riley.
Riley, welcome. Yes.
Welcome.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us. One of us.
Of us.
One of us.
Okay. I see the look on your face, Riley, and I'll explain to you what you just heard. That is the community telling you that you have just fucked up, Riley, because you have to find yourself here every Monday night now. That is the way that we welcome new members of our community. You are now part of this weirdo corner that we call the hypest night of the week, aka Monday nights. That is incredible. We are truly thankful that you came to us and brought your incredible poetry. Listen, because I'm from a generation where they used to do this, right? And I love, like, at the end of your first poem, you said, washing my mouth with soap will not wash my sins. Love that, right? If you've ever walked around with the taste of soap on your tongue, it's not pleasant. Then you said you won't be leaving for a fortnight, but you said, there is no goodbye without good night. And that's just so powerful and important to clearly what we do in this space as well. Right? It's really about making sure that you're sending people off with the right kind of energy. So thank you, Riley, and welcome. All right. Your audio was a little bit in and out, right? But I know there's a lot of things that go into that. Hopefully next week when you come through, it will be crystal clear. but we definitely still heard you. Thank you for coming through and welcome to our community. All right, coming up next. It has been a while since I've seen this cat and I get to yell at him. All right, listen, one of the main reasons that the New Eurekan Poets Cafe is across the world is because this gentleman made it a point to let them know that we are here. Why? One of the reasons why it's the greatest community in the world. The one and only Poetok is in the building all the way from Japan, baby. It is so great to see you, Poetok. Unmute yourself, man. Let the folks know how they can plug into all the incredible things you do. This cat is genius, man. I'm telling y'all, plug in. Poetok, take it away. Hold on, folks. Trust and believe. It's worth the wait. Hold on. we're getting there. Poetok is up. One more time. See if we can get it. Nope. Still can't hear you, Poetok.
Can you hear me?
There we go. There we go.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes. Take it away.
Glad to see you, Elemen2al again. You know, tonight's theme is this. Tonight, I want to show you the new shit. Title is Drink. Yeah. It's like sick joke, but I hope educational. So sorry, educational. So please enjoy watching. Drink too much and you will be royal. You make speeches like a hero, even though you're an idiot. And you will push the privilege button. You will destroy your friends and also yourself. The weapon. Drink too much and you will be a princess on the throne. Feel like a patron of a salon. Treat men like pawns, then keep the eye on where they go. Let fighters be followed and traders be killed. Drink too much and you will be good. You won't even know if you are coming or not. You make no difference between fiction and fact. 3D and AI, what a wonderful world. Drink too much and you are a genius. Good will turn to evil and evil to good. Angels turn into devils and devils turn into angels. In other words, you will go up to hell. Go up to hell. Go up to hell. Drunk too much. I wanna drink at the cafe with you guys someday. Thank you.
This dude is off the chain, and I told y'all, unmute yourself, give it up for Poetok.
Brilliant Poetok. Just genius.
Yes.
Drink.
Give it nothing. This dude, every single time he comes through, he has a video component. I don't know any other poets that do that. And then like his production skills, like Poetok's bad. Push the privilege button. You don't know the difference between fact and fiction. But of course, I think what got everybody, and I'm glad that you said it multiple times, he said, go up to hell. Go up to hell. Yeah, you heard that too. Appreciate you, Poetok. I'm telling you, that dude's incredible all the time. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Don't be a stranger, Poetok. All right. Before we move on to the next poet, I'm going to pass it over to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, take it away.
Thank you, and you are the dopest host, along with Ray Chain, of course. So I really appreciate you. Thank you again, everyone, for continuing to support us a year in and year out. We're going to be celebrating 3 years. Thank you to the current host. Thank you for the past host. It's been such a pleasure to working with everyone at the New York Poets Cafes, past and present. Yes, as Ray Chain already mentioned, we're going to celebrate our 3 years. So actually today is March 27. It was yesterday, March 26, 2020, 3 years ago, when La Brewer, our new executive director at the New York Poets Cafe, when she started the Thursday night online open mic. That was about 2 weeks after the lockdowns started during the COVID-19 pandemic. Back then it was only in Zoom, not yet in YouTube and Facebook. Those live streams started around June or July, and then we added a Twitter live stream last year as well. So yes, March 26th, 2020, 3 years ago, was when Thursday night online open mic started, followed by the Monday night online open mic about a week or 2 weeks later. So as Ray Chain greatly promoted already, this Thursday on March 30th, 2023, we're going to kick off our 2-night, 3-year anniversary celebrations. Both Elemen2al and Ray Chain will co-host, and we will conclude the celebration this coming Monday, April 3rd, 2023. As Ray Chain mentioned, we're going to have raffles, trivias. I'm going to use our New York Poets Cafe hat to put everyone who signs up, we're going to pull out, a name, and we're going to give away prizes. And you have to come on Thursday, but the prizes may include tickets to Voices and Vibes, may include merchandise, or may include a 10-minute feature spot, as I alluded to earlier. So this excuse me, the sign up is the same like for every Thursday or Monday. So this Wednesday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 24 hours before Thursday, just sign up as you regularly sign up for an artist RSVP ticket. However, this time we will have 35 spots. So if you find yourself at midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you don't think you have a chance, check out our ticket site. You will still get a ticket slot. And the reason I'm saying that, for example, for tonight, our last person on the guaranteed list signed up at around 5:20 a.m. this morning. That's when the last spot was taken. So don't feel that you have to rush at 9 o'clock on your phone or on your computer, 9 p.m. this Wednesday to sign up. Even if it's a few hours later, I'm sure there will still be tickets available, but come on, invite your friends, invite everyone that who helped make these wonderful, great online community for the past 3 years. I put all the relevant links in the chat, how you can find the New York Poets Cafe on the web and social media, how you can contribute, donations, merchandise, our Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook social media handles, Elemen2al's social media handles, Ray Chain's, Paul Concasso, who will be with us next Monday. We're going to find out more about Voices and Vibes, which will return in April, on April 7th and April 21st in person at the cafe, and my own social media handles as well. Now I'm going to quickly share the screen. Elemen2al did mention that we do have regular programs at the cafe every week. For example, the on-site open mic, which is held happens to be at the exact same time as our online open mic, but we're not going to be mad if one time you don't show up online here. It's okay, to go to the on-site open mic as well. Wednesday, we have the Wednesday night poetry slam hosted by our executive director. This Wednesday, Elemen2al mentioned it will be guest hosted by J Rose from New York City. Some of you may know J Rose. So that's in person. Also, also in the cafe. So Thursday we have 3 different programs. We do have the 3-year anniversary party here with us at 9 p.m. But if you happen to be in Manhattan at 7 p.m. inside the cafe on the New York Poets Cafe on 3rd Street, there will be a theater show by Florencia Iriondo named South, and you can get tickets at the link that you put up there on her website /tickets, and during the next performance I'll put the link in the chat as well. Or you can come in person to the Women's Orators Writing Workshop. This is the 4th and last Women's Orators Writing Workshop in this month. The last 3 classes were online. This one will be hosted by our executive director, Labrua, and it will be in person, not at the cafe, because you just saw the cafe has the other program going on, but this one will be at Studio One, which is an artistic studio on 4th Street between Bowery and 2nd Avenue. It is free. Walk-ins are okay, but I'm going to paste the link. There is a Google form link for Labrua if you want to sign up, so she knows you're coming. Again, it's free. No ticket purchase necessary. From 7 to 8, it will be learning and teaching, and writing. And then from 8 to 8:30, she will do a little mini open mic with all the attendees. So check that out. And next month, as many of you know, will be National Poetry Month. We will have many added in-person programs at the cafe. Element and I will promote them for you next Monday. They will include additional slams and open mics. Like today, I just found out Ray Jane will be hosting one of those added in-person open mics on Wednesday, April 19th. We will give you more information in the next few weeks about that. And we also have next month on the 4 Thursdays, online writing workshops in Zoom, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And you see on the flyer, the first week will be facilitated by AIM, the second week by Nico Diaz, who is our special assistant to the executive director. The third one on May 20th is hosted by Vanessa Chica. Some of you may know her from the Bronx. She's been a great teacher and poet. And then Cap, aka Claudia, our new program assistant, who is leading some of the school programs at the New York Poets Cafe. On April 27th, she will host the Chasing Joy Writing Workshop series. You may get tickets on our ticket site, $15 per each ticket. So that was it for my promotions. Let us move on to our next performer on the list, which is, oh my goodness, Mariana Taft. Let me find you here on my gallery view, who is one of our newest mainstays. And I actually want to mention that Riley and everyone else, even though you may not have been with us for the 3 years, but everyone is welcome. So even if you just joined today, like Riley or Mariana, like a few months ago, everyone please come to our 3-year anniversary celebrations this Thursday or Monday. If you can make it this Thursday, try to make it Monday and vice versa, or come to both. Mariana, I know you're going to be there with us. I'm so glad to have you here. I'm happy that you signed up. Go ahead and let everyone know where we may follow you if you wish to do so, and then the next 3 minutes are all yours.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Ron. Good evening, Elemental and Ray Jane, poet friends around the world. My name is Marianne Taft. I'm here from the friendly island of St. Martin in the Dutch Caribbean. And as it is Aries season now, I'm bringing you something special, just a little taste of an elixir that we enjoy here in the Caribbean. And it's called Full Moon Fire. And they say our signs don't mix, hot sun and cool moon shadow, but we got our own tricks and they don't know what we know. The cards say just forget it, but we're in tonight together. Dynamo and H2O, we're 2 sides of forever. Feel you rise like first light, my lips open to your kiss. Beneath a shower of moonlight, my sea drowns you in my bliss. Your torch has the power to melt my frozen heart. My tide is the elixir that tears your blaze apart. When my rain meets your flame, we take it even higher, making steam, making steam, making full moon fire. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness, I wish we could taste that, but this is what poetry is there for. So we can hear and feel the senses of what it is. So everyone, please unmute yourself and let Mariana know what you felt about this.
Thank you.
Yes.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful song.
Amazing.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for being with you here with us here, and and for giving us the vibes from St. Martin. This is why we are such a happy international community, and as I mentioned in the years before, that as bad as the COVID pandemic has been for us, but it did bring us together. I did not work at the New Regan Poets Cafe before the pandemic, but I've met poets there. I've been to events there, and never did I think that a few years later I would volunteer my time and then become one of the team members here, helping out as the tech assistant. So what a great community. Thank you so much, Mariana. All right, and I also want to give kudos to Elemen2al again for these amazing themes he chooses for us every week. Again, it's not mandatory. Your poem does not have to be to the theme. And the reason I'm mentioning it, because today's theme, and this is not a secret, at the New Regan Poets Cafe is not just for our programs, but many communities and organizations can rent the space for their programs. And currently, for the past few months, one of the AA groups called Living Now Group in New York City actually is meeting at the New Regan Poets Cafe every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. It's a hybrid meeting in person and online. And again, this is not a secret. You can go to their website and it lists it right there, that they meet. So if you need anyone in help of AA service, this would be one venue. You can, you're more than welcome, to send them to. All right, going on to our next performer, who has become a mainstay. He has been here with us with the online open mic, with the hybrid open mic, which unfortunately we currently do not have. But again, we're going to try to get you as many other exciting programs as possible. Some Condo is such a pleasure to see you with us here every week. Remind us, you are hailing in from Canada. Do I remember that correctly?
Yes, Windsor, Canada.
Wow. Okay, so Some Condo, let everyone know, if they don't see your Zoom display name, where to follow you, and then the next 3 minutes are all yours. So happy you're with us here. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll put the information after this. I wrote to them a few hours ago, and so forgive me if I make a couple of mistakes. It's called Human Puzzles. Since I can't ask Alexa what's the elixir of life, I'll paint my own picture, sip some cold mixture just to make it through the night. I can't ask Alexa what's the elixir of life. I'll paint my own picture, sip some cold mixture just to make it through the night. Humanity's fascination with immortality is hard to place. On the one hand, we want to deny the aging of our senses because invincibility is a merciless drug, and we are terrified of waking up someday with a superpower that can't recreate the high. And on the other hand, we are scared to death of not knowing how much is left of these lives that we have arranged so meticulously, because we have taken such precious care, treating our bodies like bonsai trees, trimming the tiny edges of our imperfections, going under the knife to escape the razor blades of life that shred our youth to pieces. And that fear, that denial is like hand grenades, scattering our bodies into a million puzzle pieces of flesh. And as for our blood, since bleeding is a step away from immortality, we store our spilled blood in vials for future trials in finding eternity, giving our own blood over to the bloodthirsty so they can find us an elixir, too small to dig in our own roots for that strong mixture. Human puzzles. with none to confirm whose concoction is credible. Only politicians flooding the streets, each with their own confusing public debates over which is bitter or sweet, each with their own mixtures connoisseur, and each dying to sell their own version of elixir at the corner store, dividing the blood amongst their clients into those that believe in sulfur and explosives, and those that prefer alchemy and the philosopher's stone, those that prefer mercury, and each unsuspecting victim only told that in making the snake oil, they took care to remove the venom. Human puzzles, not allowing colors to erupt from each piece of flesh to the next, such that when rearranged, even when the pieces can no longer fit into each other, nothing's changed, but the rainbows inside each piece know that they share the same DNA. The only pain, of course, being that we are never rooting for our puzzles to ever be complete. Not because we are afraid to die, but the idea of starting a new life out there is interrupted by our own fear of flying. And that fear, that denial is how we started building pyramids and tombs down here, stocking them up with supplies, embalming ourselves so that there is no longer any blood, only bleeding our last ounces into our bandages, so that the day that our grandchildren unwind us, they will find the vials of our blood inside our own tombs, inside the skin of our flesh, and continue the alchemy of their own immortality, their own elixir of life. Thank you.
Man, I done told y'all and I warned y'all from the jump. Unmute yourself, give it up for Zokoto.
That was good, Zokoto.
Yeah, Zokoto.
That was
Proud to
great.
call you my brother. So good.
Building. Listen, this dude, shout out to Inhumans. This dude has a tendency to change the atmosphere in the room every time he reads. He said, "What's the elixir of life?" I'll paint my own picture. Invincibility is a senseless drug. I saw a couple of folks jump on this line, and it just comes off just so like, when making the snake oil, they took care to remove the venom. Even though people crave the venom, right? Like Mr. Speaker said, I can't taste the alcohol in here. I love it. I love it. Never rooting for puzzles to be completed, right? Also, your reference to the Egyptian culture, right? He said, when our grandchildren unbind us. I love that, right? Because when you look at the kings and queens that we are, you of course would have to be laid to rest in a way that the future could also appreciate and learn from what you've done. Thank you, Zonkonto, for all that fresh, brand new, hot shit, man. Shout out to Paint Slingers in the building. That dude, listen, told y'all. All right. From one atmosphere changer to another atmosphere rearranger, this gentleman right here, I love getting a chance for this cat to come through. His pen is always sharp, and he just does different dazzling things with it. I love to hear this dude. The one and only Abraham Kamani is in the building. Man, it's been a while, but I'm glad that you made it tonight, man. Let the folks know how they can catch you online, man. Take it away.
I'm glad to be here as always when I'm here. You guys can find me on Instagram at The Righteous Poet, spelled WRITEOUS. And I'm going to share a few shorties, tankas, haikus, and a short piece. This haiku is paper budget. I don't have paper to waste writing senseless thoughts. The forest need trees. History written outside. Go past the margins. History written outside is where the truth lies. This one is a tanka. It's called I Ain't Shit. You say I ain't shit. Yes, you're absolutely right. I've never been dumped out of anyone's asshole to be flushed down the toilet. This one is called Number One. To be number one means to be a whole person. I would never live as a fraction of myself reduced to decimal points. Anything less than 100% will not be acceptable as a representation of the best version of me. Single, complete man, so full of great potential. I will not be stuck in a hole shaped like zero, left to die in emptiness. And this last piece I'm gonna share is called Well of Wisdom. And I think this is the only one that is kind of on theme. I used to believe if I drank water from wells, my thirst would be quenched. But the wells of Arrowhead, Dasani, Crystal Geyser, and Aquafina cannot hydrate my spirit. During long seasons of drought, Sparklet's great rainstorms was unable to simmer sizzling wildfires spreading rapidly inside, burning me alive slowly to the 4th degree, far beyond recognition. Yet nevertheless, I kept drinking from these wells, knowing all too well that I will soon thirst again, until a chance encounter with the Son of God here at the Well of Wisdom changed my perspective on the purpose of water, to pour out eternal life, extinguish all sin, fill me with his holiness, moisturize and quench my spirit, once dry, lowly, has become wet, happy, high, because Jesus Christ made a deep well out of me with one objective, for me to pour out praises, endlessly flowing worship in spirit and truth from the bottom of my heart. I will continue to drink his living water and will never thirst again. That's those pieces.
I'll never thirst. Listen, unmute yourself. Give it up for Abraham Kamani.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
Powerful.
You know, I absolutely love when poets play with styles and forms, right? He gave us haiku and tanka and then a free form piece, right? But every single one of those pieces had something in it that we could use, right? I love in the first piece, you said you wouldn't waste time writing senseless thoughts because the world needs trees. Man, I wish we can convey that to our government when they go to writing, 700-page crap that they push in front of the people, right? World needs those trees, man. Plus, listen, and I'll move on after this real quick though. But she said I ain't shit. He said, you're right. I've never been dumped out of someone's asshole and flushed down the toilet. God damn it, Abraham. Hell yeah. I love that, man. Make sure you keep telling that truth. Plug in with Abraham Kamani, man. That cat's on point all the time. Always good to see you, Abraham. All right. Coming up next. Take care, Marianne. Hope to see you next week. Coming up next. Oh, I get to yell at this cat. Oh, yeah. I'm about to yell at your ass, bro. Listen, it has been too long since I've seen this poet, a member of Men Who Heal. This dude is, listen, he takes probably some of the best pictures in the business. All right. All of the pictures that you see coming from the New Yo and the live events like the Voices and Vibes and things. This is the photographer. This is the dude right here. The one and only Abraham Cardona. Fits the cuffs in the building. Damn it, it's been too long, Abe. It's been too long, Abe. Let the folks know how they can
What's
find
up,
you,
brother?
man. Take it away.
Yo, you can find me on IG at fists_2_cuffs. Again, I'm motorcyclist, poet, photographer. I do a little bit of everything. A lot of fun stuff. But it's funny that this I came on not knowing tonight's what was the theme for tonight, and I just happened to finish something yesterday. It was serendipitous, but here we go. This poem is called Love Whiskey. Right now, I'm drinking too much. As I pour spirit into this glass, I plan to get lost for a bit. Within each and every sip, like a ritual, conjuring protective wards against her memory. In my mind's eye, she is here, staring back at me like a mirage. Desolate under her sun, I pour myself another drink. Sinking into my spirited drinking, my father, knowing me, taught me that glass will cut the hands of those who hold on to shattered love stories too boldly. As a poet, I can't help but love too boldly, but every journey has its ending. I find myself gathering the remnants of our fruitless promises and placing them into a wooden casket, honoring their intentions with a marked grave, in the hopes that the love we thought we could find in each other can reincarnate in the arms of another. Cheers. End poem.
See what I'm saying? You see why I yell at this cat? Because he just comes through and just does that shit. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Abraham Cardona.
That's a lovely
Yeah.
writing. That's beautiful, beautiful lines.
Beautiful. It's amazing. Thank you for finally coming back and gracing us with your poetry.
Right? Don't be a stranger.
Yes, yes. And like
Thank you, guys.
Elemen2al said,
Thank
he
you,
is
guys.
the photographer for Voices and Vibes, so and for other events at the cafe. So please, Abram, we're gonna see you next week, and hopefully again.
Absolutely, brother. Good seeing you, everyone.
Man, you see what I'm saying? This is why I yell at Abe, right? Because I know what Abe does, right? I know what that cat and he brings to it. Listen, shout out to Paint Slingers in the building. Appreciate you for bringing that new shit, man. Like you said, it's serendipitous indeed, right? You got to protect yourself against her memory, right? Plan to get lost for a bit. My whole thing was this jewel right here that you dropped, man. I believe you said your dad said, glass will cut the hand that holds of those who hold. Glass will cut those who hold on to broken love stories. How many of us carry those scars in our hands of trying to hold on to broken love stories? Too damn many. Thank you, Abe, for coming through. Don't be a damn stranger. All right. Listen, I did see DG Clearing came in the building. You're not gonna sneak in the back on us, DG. No way. No way. Always good to see DG Clearing, for real. Joan B is in the building. Also, appreciate you for hanging out with us. Listen, Daniel Fernandez is even in the building. Always good to see that cat. If you were not here last week, make sure you're checking out what they did, him and Deadpan last week, 2 weeks ago. I think it was last week. Anyway, make sure you're plugging in, but we'll definitely hear from Daniel in a little while. I don't see the next person on the list, so we will keep it moving. Coming up next, this cat has come through, a newer member of our community has come through, and he set it off, right? He first came through on Thursday, then he brought the heat to Monday, and he is back this Monday to drop off some more of that fire. The one and only Coach Josh Smalls is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online and plug into all your heat, man. Good to see you. Take it away.
You hear me now? All right, cool. Let me just jump right in. I'm on fire over here. I got to heat it up. She was against this vacation. Had her mind set on keeping her belongings safe at home, close enough for hugs. She never wanted her flowers out of her sight, her God-given blessing beyond the sound of her voice, and still agreements were made. And bloodlines promised to make this stay unforgettable. It was a day like no other. His smile matched today's forecast. It's perfect. The sun held its normal place. No one could have imagined how teenage innocence could spoil. Who would believe Elm Street moved to the south, wrapped itself in a heartbeat of racial slurs and another Negro out of his place? We thought we were all Americans. Never knew citizenship had limits or came with rules. I can't imagine how his heart paced, ran from his chest, seeing grown men forget that they were grown men, but he saw Black men bowing down to real Americans. You know, complexion safe, government protected, whitewash and plantation scented. I bet his hands lost their feelings. Fingers statued themselves at his side, lost their purpose, hard swallowed until beach sand filled his throat. I wonder if he prayed and cried or asked God for just 2 more minutes. How long did he look for God's face, stare at the back of God's head? One thing is for sure, God was busy. Didn't see her son at the mercy of Americans. See, I'm happy I learned English early. Learned that evil spelled backwards must say American or anti-Black. It's had the N-word on the tip of its tongue clasped against American mouths. How many times did she dread this trip? Hate that she trusted family to nurture what they couldn't replace. How she probably chokes every time she says yes. Well, here's his name. Flinches every time the phone rings or screen door squeaks. I can't imagine the moment she blamed herself for allowing her mouth to refuse what her spirit already felt. Imagine how that train stop plagued her day, kept her awake at night. Can you imagine that hug? Right before he left, the blouse she regrets washing because his scent loved her inhales. I bet her breathing changed. Heart probably forgot its own rhythm, its own purpose. I bet it speeds up every time she hears Bobo, or Son, or Emmett. You know, oftentimes, I wonder if she knew the South already claimed him, had his name tattooed in that good old Southern language. I can't imagine if she ever walked the same again. But I can bet you, Mamie Till never learned how to whistle.
This shit like that, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Coach Josh Small.
Good stuff,
All
Coach.
right, Coach. All right. All right.
Amazing.
That was so intense. The images that you created.
So good.
Listen, shout out the Guerrilla Poets in the building. Listen, I told y'all, this cat has shown up and decided to definitely show out. From the beginning, right? He said his smile matched today's forecast, right? Said we thought we were all American. We thought we were all American. Bowing down to real Americans for complexion's sake. Didn't see her sons at the mercy of America. There's a line that jumped out to me, Coach Josh. So I'm coming back at you. Evil spelled backwards must spell. Take it from there.
Must spell America or anti-Black. Have the N-word the N-word on the tip of his tongue, plastered against American mouths. Yeah.
Why is it important for you to say that today?
You know, we still live that, right? We still live under a language that protects everything that counteracts Black freedom, Black liberty. It's sewn in the language. We the people, right? We the people forgot that there's so many people that's not sewn in that language.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, Coach. Thank you for that. Listen, make sure you plug in with Coach Josh Smalls, man. He has a myriad of things that go on, right? He hosts some incredible spaces as well. Appreciate you, Coach.
Look, forgive my daughter in the background. She gets excited when I'm doing poems, as you can hear. She'll be quiet. Now you can't hear her, right?
Hey, that's how it should be, right? The baby should be your loudest cheerleaders. Come on.
Exactly. I'll be in Jersey on the 8th of June. So that whole week, I'm coming to y'all at some point. I'll be back up there.
Hey, listen, make sure you plug in with the folks. Listen, y'all know what it is. Make sure you're plugging in with Coach Josh Smalls, man. For real. Our community continues to grow, it continues to flourish, and the voices that come through continue to make it boom. All right. Coming up next. I love when this dude comes through because he always has something on his heart to help the people with something, whether inside or outside of his classroom. The one and only Propaganda Poet is in the building. Unmute yourself, Prop. Let the folks know where they can find you or wherever you are right now. I saw some colossal cave pictures earlier, man. Let them know where you are, man. Take it away, Prop. I think that's the Prop, right? It just say just for chat, but I believe that's Prop. Prop, we'll give you a minute and we'll come back. I'm not really sure. I know Prop has been on the road for a while, so we will definitely come back to Prop. All right. Yo. Oh, what happened?
You hear me?
Ah, there he is. What's good, Prop?
There we go. There you go. We got the right one. What's
there
up?
It is. Go for it.
I got here. I found a camping spot. I'm in the Gila National Forest. I'm gonna go visit the cliff dwellings tomorrow and hang out with the ancestors and hope I get something to cure the things that we need. Eh? So I'm gonna do something a little different for the theme. A lot of people are like, you never do personal poetry, so I'm gonna go ahead and do something a little more personal. So since we're getting all personal, in case you didn't catch it, my name is actually Bear, and I am not an alcoholic. I'm a drunk celebrating my third hour of sobriety, which is more commonly referred to as a raging hangover, but I'll put down the bong at least long enough to emancipate my thoughts on fate like the one bestowed upon my boy whose only joys were taken away the very day after Christmas. His father, a teenage player, just trying to get laid, and his mother playing the system because she knows she'll get paid. So now is all he's got left is the pain of a long history of cock. Just leave responsibility up on blocks, then go talk shit like locker room jocks. Is it any wonder that some women have found that the only way to catch a man is to craft his chromosomes and capture his genes, imprison his wallet, and end all his schemes, giving a whole new meaning to you want to play? You gotta pay. For a long history of rape, like the ones we sort upon the likes of my grandmothers who couldn't walk or who couldn't breathe right in Auschwitz or couldn't walk right on wounded knees on many trails that tears have paved from our nation's highways of manifest destinies and desolate vacancies of one-parent families that treat social to find nothing but moonscapes and stains. And now many moons have gone, now many minutes have gone by to feel like moons. Every 14th of June, I find myself trying to steer my way through the blind spots in my heart for a place where my stars couldn't wait to finish. But I sprung my own trap, like the hood beats, like the face meets the slap, like the hood beats the rap, only to find that his best friend was the snitch. So now every night, just one turns into a few too many. Escaping from my lips comes, fuck that bitch. But then every morning after, I have to ask that punk in the mirror who really is the bitch. But none of that lame blame game shit really matters because after all, she does have my son. And even though she gets some kind of perverse fun from my goat being got, killing more than the pain has remained just a mere thought. But I hope I at least have some more fucking pot. Oh, but offers there I've got a really big gun that's gonna end all my fun by putting a boot heel to the back of my skull like a hammer on an anvil or the hammer on a pistol. And if you give a eunuch a gun, he thinks he's got a dick, but a badge can't replace a soul. It's cool though, because once I'm on parole, you can bet your ass the 12-step shit can blow. And I'm gonna go somewhere and think. Maybe, just maybe, I might go get a drink. Peace, love, poetry, y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for doing what you do and being who you are and making the world a better place. The Lord knows the world needs to be a better place. I fucking love you all.
Hey, we're going to continue to encourage your terrible behavior. Unmute yourself for Propaganda Poet.
Yeah, Prop.
It's behavior we can tolerate.
Yes, so good. Indeed.
The imagery is amazing.
Oh man, Prop, it is always good to hear you, man. You know, seeing your pictures as you journey and do your things, man, connecting with poets. all over the place, man. It is truly a fantastic sight to see. He says, I'm not an alcoholic, I'm a drunk. So my father was a teenage player just trying to get laid. Man, it's crazy what is hereditary. You know what I mean? What is actually passed down in our genes. Appreciate you, Prop, always, man. Listen, I told y'all that dude will always give you something to use, whether it's in his poetry or in his classroom or both. Make sure you're safe out there on that road, Prop. All right, coming up next. Oh, it's been a while, maybe a few weeks since I've seen this gentleman. His poems always just so delectable and seasoned and seared to perfection. Hence the reason I call him the Iron Chef of poetry. The one and only Generalissimo is in the building. It is always good to see you, Generalissimo. Please unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Please take it away.
Shalom, Elemental. I will put all my info in the chat afterwards. I just want to say I'm gonna be a little silly today, and 3 pieces. The first called World's Greatest Invention. My attention span is somewhat defective. My shrink says I don't open the eyes when I talk. Also, I purposely pretend to not listen when I listen, so when I say something, others won't be listening to what I say. It is as if that overly cushy pleather couch is a human-sized external disk drive, wirelessly wired to his note-taking laptop so he can run a mental virus scan on me. The patent for that invention must be worth millions of dollars, maybe even billions. This is why I drive an hour and a half each way for a 50-minute appointment every other week. 2, is typing with thumbs easier than talking, or why I once blocked all texting from my cell phone. My 61-year-old brother, the most conservative person I know, is a texting prodigy. He texts faster than many teenage girls. He texts while walking. He texts while talking. He doesn't text while driving. That would be dangerous. If he had a waterproof cell phone, I have no doubt he would text in the shower. He never makes typos. His thumbs move so fast, it's like watching Savion Glover tap dance in unison with the late, great Gregory Hines. I have so much faith in Alan's texting acumen, I believe he could place or show at the annual Red Bull International Text-Off Tournament in Tokyo, Japan, which has never awarded a trophy or ribbon to a male human being. And finally, them who conspire against people with feet. I believe there is a conspiracy afoot between the manufacturers of shoes and the makers of shoelaces. Every time I buy new shoes, I tie them. There always seems to be at least a foot of shoelace left on each shoe. I double knot them, yet there is still enough shoelace left over. It is inevitable. I will step on them. Anyone who has stepped on a double knotted shoelace knows the bow gets pulled out, leaving an extremely tight knot that can only be unknotted by using a tiny screwdriver or the tine of a fork to unpretzel, the impossible pretzel. New shoelaces can cost upwards of $3 or $4. What a profit margin. Enough, I believe, for certain unnamed shoe manufacturers to get their kickbacks. Thank you.
Oh, man, that dude gave you a 3-piece. Come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Generalissimo.
You know how to use
Right, General.
Yeah.
You know how to connect.
Naughty knots. Naughty knots. Yeah. Wonderful.
Right? I love that, Generalissimo. I love that. Between the manufacturer of shoes and maker of shoelaces. Damn it. I love that. The first poem, I think a couple of folks heard that, mental virus scan. Yeah, once they get to that technology, nowhere is safe. And the second poem, listen, 100%, you're just the fact that you referenced Savion Glover and Gregory Hines? Come on, Generalissimo. Like, for the folks who don't know those cats, Savion Glover was the actual person behind Mumble in Happy Feet, you know, the penguin tap dancing. That was actually Savion Glover. So thank you, Generalissimo. That was just the business. Appreciate that. All right, we are coming down the final stretch. We have reached our last 5 poets. However, before we do, I want to go to a gentleman who's not on the list. I did not give him a shout out yet, but I did want to give him a little bit of time because I usually ask folks this question, and I didn't last week. Coming at you, Gustav. So this gentleman, the one and only Gustav Salas in the building. Usually when people do language flips, I always come at them and I ask them why. Last week, and I've heard it before, he did a whole poem in French. Gustav, tell me about that poem and how the hell did you become fluent in French?
I lived in Paris when I was 12 and 13 years old. I went to a French school. My father insisted we learn French because he was a snooty, arrogant son of a bitch who didn't want me to learn his native language, Spanish. He was Venezuelan. He thought it was beneath us to learn that, but it was all right to learn French. So I learned French and still don't speak Spanish to this day, even though I'm half Venezuelan.
Holy shit.
What a story.
Now that was, whoa, I was not expecting that. Who would have thought that Gustav Salas's part? What? Oh man, I got to hear that story. Thank you, Gustav. I just didn't, you know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I caught that, right? And I wanted to make sure that you know, got a chance to explain to the people what it was. Make sure you're plugging in with Gustav Salas. That cat's always in the building, always coming with the heat. All right. Coming up next on the list, folks, this gentleman, a newer member of our community, continues to come through. Again, like I said, shout out to Guerrilla Poets in the building. This gentleman continues to just mess with forms and styles, and he's always coming with it. I'm sure tonight is no different. The one and only Nemo Soom is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Nemo, take it away.
Thank you so much. I just pasted my just put my information in the chat. I'm so honored to share the virtual stage with the amazing talent tonight. I have a micro triptych, which is 3 micro poems that are thematically connected. My bed doesn't smell like anyone but me. Sheets tucked in, stay tucked in. There's no underwear on the floor. Mine are in the hamper where they belong, like my tears kept where they belong, isolated and away from anyone who would be affected. The seclusion needs to be complete for me to see the truth of myself, for me to bear witness to the beatings I endure when I'm alone, to the brutality and emotional violence I feel when I draw my breath in an empty bed. For 20 years, I sat at the stoplight near my home, watching the leaves change and the trees turn into forests of pharmacies, always turning right, blinker clicking on and off, and watching clouds while waiting. Now I go left through the light in silence, driving to my new home and away from where my heart is. I used to get angry when the sheets got moved around and balled up in the linen closet, which happened all the time. I would fume and curse under my breath. Now the sheets in my closet don't move unless I move them. And there's no need to fume unless I want to get angry about dust. Thank you.
Oh man, you don't know what you got till it's gone. Unmute yourself, give it up for Nemo Soom.
Yeah.
Got the skill,
I
man.
love the story.
Beautiful images, beautiful images.
Turning that pain into poetry.
Whoop, whoop. And you see,
Thank you.
this is why I love when people have their poetic license and they know it, right? Because you can do things like that, right? Shout out Nemo for the micro triptych. I just love how that went, right? Because you started off with the dirty clothes, right? My clothes are in the hamper where they belong, just like my tears. Damn it. Damn it. I used to always turn right, right? Now I go left through the light, away from where my heart is. I think it takes a brave person to admit where we're wrong, right? And to recognize, that's why I mentioned that song. I believe that's Cinderella, the rock band that made that song, right? And it's interesting because I've been in those spaces as well, Nemo, where, you know, you're irritated at someone for doing the same thing. And then the minute that it's gone, it's like, well, shit, now what? Appreciate that, man. Always giving us something that we can feel and think about. So thank you, Nemo. Again, a newer member of our community, make sure you are following Nemo and connect with the Guerrilla Poets. Coming up next, gentlemen, I mentioned earlier, a newer member of our community, but this cat continues to come through and continues to take it up a notch. I love to see it. I love to see it. The one and only Daniel Fernandez in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. You know what it is. Great to see you. Take it away.
Hello. You can find me on Mondays and Thursdays, as well as Fridays with the Open Minds, Open Mics. Actually, this week, I will actually be featured in promoting my book. Let me see if I can, the background sometimes. I'll show it eventually. Anyways, so I'm gonna continue off a poem that I did about 2 weeks ago. Last week, I was doing a collab with Deadpan, which was awesome. And this is Listen, and I will start 2 lines before, just to have like a recap of what I said last time. Blood dropping on asphalt, moving faster than a centipede. Sadly, trust was given, not earned, so affection was gone like good weed. I still think back at it like a hangover since it was my fault. Nothing on you, it's me. I screwed it all up like DeWalt. But damn, shit happens. Your toilet can say the same. Let me spit some facts though, like a piss teacher trying to explain. You know my intentions. You can practically read my brain. But you brought distance that led to silence, which hurts more than migraines. I still have feelings, I won't lie, like a kid. Yet again, lies are facts that haven't happened. I wrote 2 songs when I was on the edge of death, but let's set that aside like holding something before sex. I was dying to speak like music at a low tune, but I felt the hatred and annoyed vibe I get, so I swallowed a pill of reality like a sip of hot soup. I'm sorry, I'm worthless like a pile of leaves. Don't lie, it's true. Moving on with life, welding pain onto my wall of memories I had of you. You probably forgot it all like amnesia. But hey, I'm willing to start over like a caterpillar after 2 weeks of that idea. Now listen, if you're happy, you're happy. Fuck it, sadness is tamed. I try to walk in and bring joy, but your emotions don't change. Speak of how great you are, but my name remains. Life is a lemon, I guess, so we squeeze the bit so we don't live the same. Love is such a hard word to digest. Like water, it's a type, not of itself, I guess. Deleted memories are forbidden, but out of respect. Yet you don't recall our pride as one, the Mandela effect. Bring it back to when things were sincere, doing without thinking as our view of struggle starts to clear. Apparently the guys you've been with are dicks, but hey, you won. Just because I have one doesn't mean I am one. But you went missing like a 10mm socket. I looked around like an irritated boss. Where have you been? If you're still single, be patient. You're just right, like the perfect arrangement. Your ocean-colored eyes that shine like the moon. Hair so stunning, so blonde and smooth. Personality hard to describe, but it can manipulate. Yeah, you fucked me up, but you still deserve whatever comes your way. Playing those games that I bought, put them on display. But oh, I'm shady like the color gray. I'm giving thanks like the end of a prayer. Wish I would have fucked you though, like a dog when he spots the one to go. Fantasizing on making your like shake and vibrate. Come and moan while you're smiling with a tomato face. Wish you would have seen it, plus it would have destroyed you. Pressure that will roll your eyes and make your back go obtuse. I still don't understand. How can you be so cold to someone who tries? Hey, you know what's best. I can't change a mind that's not mine. I wanted us to never stop like a running nose, but you ignored me and jumped onto someone else since their weight is apparently more valuable than your own. I saw Harry Potter, by the way. Loved the series, seen all the movies. It was more expensive than Beat Fort Cheese. Could have seen it with you, unravel your passions while we sit. Apparently, I'm not your type, though. You prefer the average bitch. I missed our love before, a feeling that's been tossed onto the abyss, ripped up and lost, in a block of ice that isn't forced but won't defrost, releasing stress like an average exhaust. Yet here I go, all innocent without desire, a lack of intimacy that catches on fire, climbing a rope that was acquired to then balance myself on barbed wire. Yet inside I'm shattered like the screen of an iPhone, sore torn to know I ruined what was built and grown. Our future was destroyed like a ripped condom. Second chances are nice, but like the feds, you gave no fuck, so you get what's coming and then some. Love is hard to find, just stay on your grind. You gave me hope, but stabbed me with rejections as silence was intertwined. That's fine, shit happens. I stretch pain through time, plus an eye for an eye, and the world will go blind. Thank you.
I'm telling you, you keep putting stuff in their eye, hell yeah, they're gonna go blind. Unmute yourself, give it up for Daniel Fernandez.
Just because I have a dick doesn't mean I am one.
I heard that too, Gustin. I heard that. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. Listen, Daniel, this is why we love having you as a part of our community, man. Listen, your flow, your tempo, it's there, man. Right. And I'm looking forward to reading your book. Right. I love how you took it back a little bit so folks could kind of catch up and be on the same page with you. So we wouldn't screw it all up like DeWalt. Lies and facts. He said lies are facts that haven't happened. Come on. Come on. Sadness is pain. Absolutely. Absolutely. However, you did say that you wanted her to roll her eyes and make her back go obtuse. I dig that. Right. Take math into the bedroom. Find an angle to triangulate the hypotenuse of sines and cosines and tangents and cotangents. For real. Appreciate you, Daniel. Always good to hear your incredible work, man. Make sure you're plugging into Daniel Fernandez. Last three, folks, coming down the home stretch. This next poet, woo, I get to yell at this dude. This gentleman runs his own open mic. I believe it's Tuesdays. It's called Time to Arrive. He and his beautiful wife, Trish Ince, they just do so many things for the community. Real quick story about this gentleman. When I first became a member of this community, I was privy to hear this gentleman's work, and it shocked the hell out of me because I didn't know that people wrote like this. And forever, since that day, every other erotic poem is based on his. The one and only Dane Ince is in the building. Listen, if you don't know this gentleman, make sure you plug in. And I would say strap in, but he might say strap on. I just don't know. Please, Dane Ince, great to see you, man. Let the folks know where they can plug into what you do. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You hot pancake. Maple syrup bleeds like the sunset falling. Embarking implies returning or not. If you do, is you're coming back a different you, brand new? He said, get into the bed. She did. The rest was Savioni. Winter rains finally here. They sleep cat-like on new bed structural screws. We are so lucky we can fuss and fight, pet cats and hold each other close. We can. As the not so lucky, I look past on the street. But long ago, I caved into, I cannot help. I cannot help. The world is tragedy papered over my now blind eyes. Shut up and play the ancient tune. No one knows the words to anymore in that lost language. One of the 2.1 or of the 2-point buck hanging on the wall on Elm Street, dead wedding party that made me ask me on New Year's Eve, A lot of movies end in the Baldwin Hills oil fields. I'm not your unicorn, rainbow, thunderstorm, pickle juice, shots, and absinthe would be more like it. I have another piece in honor of Ruth Ginsburg here. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Sorry. The morning prayer facing east. The world, the earth is a candle. The candle is burning. Who is brought low? Who is left to sit for 7 days to honor, to commemorate, to remember, to memorialize our beloved? Who says cottage for Ruth, for America, for earth? I beg forgiveness for the appropriation, for your deafness, for your hate, for your fear. I beg forgiveness for whatever I have done that brings me and us here, and lo, I sit here for 7 days praying for a better way to go. The Torah tells us all Jews are one, and a Jew may recite Kaddish for another if and when needed. The Buddhist tells us we are all one. So I am a Jew, a Muslim, a man of faith, a man of no faith at all. When we are high and easy, we are blind to how low and hard we have become. Our thoughts are all sleeping. This is where I am now, on my knees and weeping. Abraham Lincoln said, I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. This is where we are now. The earth is a candle. The earth is burning. Who is brought low? If this is not the if and when needed, then when will it ever be the time for the recitation of the Kaddish, for Ruth, for America, for Earth? It is now time to plant trees in America, in Israel, and on Earth. Thank you.
Man, that's why I yell at this cat. Been too long. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dane.
Yeah, Dane.
Yeah.
Beautiful lines. Nice way of connecting.
So great to see you again and hear you, Dan. That was amazing.
Okay. Listen, there's only one Dane Ince in the world, and I'm glad that I know that cat. I'm glad I've featured at Time to Arrive. His space is so very welcoming. Make sure you are plugging in with Dane. Listen, said the world is a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy, right? I particularly like the pickle juice shots and absinthe. I don't know how those work, but I'm sure they do. And really, I love how you went into the kind of religious aspect, right? You said the Buddhists, we're all the same, right? You said, I'm a man of faith and of no faith at all. The most important part to me that jumped out, you said the morning prayer facing east. That right there is when you know, right? When you've taken the time to find out and focus your energy and you point it in the direction that it needs to go. Thank you, Dane, for reminding folks. It's how it is, all right? No matter how long that you've been gone or whatever, listen, you're always going to catch love here. You're always going to get the love on Monday night. Yes, I might yell at you, but only because we miss you. Thank you, Dane, for coming back through. Make sure you're plugging in with Dane and all they do. Coming up next, this gentleman, I love to hear this gentleman's voice, man. And it's always so on point. Again, one and only, the one and only. I love to hear this dude's poem every time he comes through. The one and only Alexander Goldberg is here. Unmute yourself, man. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Goldberg, take it away.
Find me online, Alexander Goldberg 35 on Facebook and Horbensky on Instagram. So I just wanted to let our wonderful audience know that today is International Whiskey Day. And I thought it perfectly fits and coincides with today's theme. So this is for all of the alcohol lovers out there. My poem is called My Favorite Drink. What's my favorite drink for my breakfast? What you thought? It's a whiskey, of course. Always keep it at home, just in case, but. Also tell me, when'd you try it first? Here's my story, if you want to hear it. I was 15, my friends came to me. We found bottle of cognac, but clearly, color of it was wrong. It was tea. When we tried it, we mixed it with liquor. Later, there was a party we had. Friends and relatives came, started drinking. They drank vodka and cognac we made. And although I hoped they'd never try it, I heard somebody calling my name. What was cognac and where did you buy it? Then I realized that I was to blame. When I first tried it, I didn't like it. But there were many times after that. I was drinking at weddings and parties, and I drank on a hospital bed. And it's true, alcohol can build bridges. I was drinking and passed all exams. People call it elixir of mischief. I was drunk at the poetry slam. Pour some whiskey. My glass is half empty. But I also can say it's half full. Get some bottles and let's fill their senses. Keep them near. That's the #1 rule. Drink as much as you can. Do it often. But don't faint. Keep yourself in control. Since we only live once, pop it open. Get the glasses. Let the good times roll. I have some good examples to bring up. Churchill, Brezhnev, some writers and priests, scientists, many talented singers. Many more we could add to this list. After drinking, we all start to ramble. We shared memories we're grateful for. Have the bottles removed from the table. Party's over, but let's meet once more. Cheers, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the Goldberg.
That's the goat. Cheers.
Yeah,
Love the
Goldberg.
ending. Love the ending.
That was cheers, Alec. That was amazing. Yeah.
Listen, I love it. I absolutely love it. Listen, this is, and I was wondering if someone was gonna land on that, right? And he did it. He said alcohol can build bridges. Damn it. Damn it. That's it. Listen, think about how many different places he mentioned, even, right? Weddings, parties, hospital beds, right? It doesn't matter, right? It's gonna come up, right? One thing that we can look all the way back to biblical days, all the way to today. What were they doing? Sipping, turning up on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, right? And listen, Goldberg is absolutely right. It's partially where the theme came from. It is International Whiskey Day, right? So these things aren't just coming out of the air, right? There are things that connect us in multiple ways. Thank you, Goldberg, for sharing that with us. All right. We have reached the closer for the evening. This poet continues to bring us brand new, incredible work. Last week, they shared a very, very heavy poem about their parents. And I'm glad that we were here to experience that incredible work. And we are here looking forward to the next incredible piece by this incredible poet. The one and only Madi is closing us out this evening. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know how they can catch you online. Madi, take it away. Bring us home.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. You can find me at Instagram, Diamonds in the Abyss. On my IG bio, you can actually find the link to my blog. So I have a little poetry blog. So this is new shit. I actually wrote it today. I don't even have a title for it. So this topic brought me here. So hopefully you guys can see where I linked it to the topic. I am the remnant of an empty bottle, forgotten biofilm that mutated under the pressure of a toxic environment, and I flourished, even with little to no light. I emerged from the bottle, reborn, rebranded as a genie. I am the genie of the common man, woman, and child, a master contortionist skilled at finding comfort in any space. Here I stay, hidden in things that will never catch the eyes of aristocracy. I prefer to be the diamond in the rough, the fallen angel that was able to fly with one broken wing while holding the hand of men and women while we trip on the same concrete stairs of life. If we could all witness the beauty and power in transcending the eyes and using our souls for viewing the world. I am the remnant of the empty bottle. While inside I draw images of my dreams on the walls and stardust and bring light to my small space. I become lost in my personal galaxy and the sounds of shooting stars eventually lull me to sleep. I am the genie of the common man, women, and child. People seem surprised when I tell them that we are all able to grant wishes. I have given the gift of long walks. I have given the gift of silent, strong, warm embraces. I have given the gift of holding the hand of strangers while they're in the midst of taking their last few breaths. I have given the gift of spending my last few dollars on a happy meal for a hungry child, standing on a busy New York City street corner, wearing a mask of shame as he watched his mother begging for money for her next drug fix. Me having nothing did not impede my need to give him something, even if it was just 10 minutes to imagine feeling like a child with a mother who just wanted to make him smile. I am the remnant of the empty bottle. I leave one and flow into the next like the fresh ocean breeze. I am the message in thousands of bottles lost at sea, hoping to reach those intended to receive solace in the form of a simple poem. I am the genie of the common man, women, and child, and I do not wish to be free. All that I ask is that you continue to leave out your empty bottles for me. Poem.
Damn. I mean, can we say that we're drunk in love now? I don't know. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Marty.
Marty, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
What a way to close. Wow. Wow.
That's how you close the evening, folks. Like that. Like that. Again, I don't have to say it. You know, I mean, your community told you, right? Remnants of an empty bottle, huh? Okay. Well, clearly you have emerged as a genie, granting wishes through poems every week. Shout out, Marty, for the brand new shit. Shout out the paint slingers in the building, the Inhumans, the Storm Gods. Listen, y'all, I'm telling you, y'all make this night everything that it is. We have been doing this for 3 years, y'all. And it is truly, truly my pleasure to be here with y'all every single week. Really. To every single poet who touched the mic this evening, from the leadoff hitter, Eddie Foreman, to our closer, Marty, and everyone in between. Thank you. Thank you. You folks make this night what it is. You continue to be the driving force, the life force, the elixir that keeps us going. So I will end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarín. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Monday night with you. Make sure you are plugging in with everything the New Yo has going on. The Mondays, the Thursdays, make sure you're ready for next week and the 3rd anniversary, y'all. For real, it's gonna be big time. Until next week, y'all. Peace and blessings.